I think an image is like a bouillon cube, dissolving in the imagination. I'd been searching for an evocative image that directs itself to the inner world. And there it was, a shadow cast on my studio wall by one of my sculptures. Ah, that's the inner world, the shadow tied to the body. I like this form so much, I tried draping the lead over an armature, using the same folds as the folds from the silk figure. In the outer gallery, I'll hang the lead figures that look lightweight next to the red figures in the installation that seem heavy. I want a forest of figures, in the process of transformation, suspended in the air, caught halfway between the terrestrial and the celestial. I think their sexuality is somewhat up in the air, like everything else about them. I like classical forms because they're heavy and reposeful. This is a multi-sensory installation exploring the inner wilderness, with 55 scarlet figures and one white figure to cleanse the palette. There are 3 circles that they can spend time in, and there's lighting flooding through and changing all the time. And here's the center portion where there are 3 figures lit by fiber optics. I'm designing the pattern for the fiber optics. I choose them over neon because they bend, they don't break. There's a source of light from a 450-watt metal halide lamp that sends light streaming through this plastic fiber, and they will travel through the digestive systems in the heart of 3 of the figures, pumping the light, which will change colors because of a color wheel inside the transformer. This liquid light flows in a recycling energy system. There are 2 lighting systems, a second computerized light design with over 150 subtle light changes. In a dimly lit space, you can wander the paths of a strange forest, surrounded by glowing red forms. You hear familiar and evocative sounds. You move through colors and textures, and the light that seemed to be in one place has now moved to another. You follow, and what looked at first like stained glass windows suddenly looks like tree bark inside a human forest. Red is the color of the spirit, of fire, of friction, of passion, of birth, of earth. We worry about the external wilderness and how to save it, but we think little of the wilderness in ourselves and how to discover or value its resources. The inner wilderness is the space where we talk to ourselves, where we meditate in a place of feeling. We often lose touch when everything moves so fast, so I question, how do we connect with those undervalued spaces? The Scarlet Retreat lends itself to other performances. I reformed the group for 2 jazz bands who played inside the installation. When we opened the season at Mama La Galleria, an operatic vocalist improvised with the figures.
I mean, it's more integrated, totally integrated as an art installation, which also incorporates music and performing. Technically speaking, it's 4 tracks of different kinds of ideas. One being specific music, other being this electronic musical track, the trains, and a 4th track of environmental music. People are walking through the space, but it's like a journey.
Very theatrical and good, really good. I mean, there's all this fire and all of this exciting redness and boldness.
On an emotional level, it's very moving and very provocative.
Very mysterious, very mysterious. The glow, the red glow, and then the little pockets of blue, and the sound and the changing lights. Fascinating.